What's up, St. Rafe teens? Just here with you for a mini thought for the day. Today is March 25th. It is an awesome feast day in the church. What happens 9 months from now? Hey, Jesus is born. So today is Feast Day of the Annunciation. We celebrate the deep mystery of Mary's yes, and the even deeper mystery of God became one of us. That's kind of weird. Um, Today, I think just like my thought today at Mass, really briefly, was, a lot of times the feast day of the Annunciation, it's like a really high feast, and even in some families, at least in the family I grew up in, and like some other Catholic families, like it's so important that like we even like break our Lenten fasts. Hence why I got some cookies, yo. Just made them. Break and bakes, the power of break and bakes. Anyways, and even in the mass changes that we celebrate today because we add in the Gloria, which we take out during Lent because like we don't want to sing like glory to God in the highest because we're trying to remind ourselves like where we really are. We're kind of in a desert. We say the creed, which we don't normally say at a daily mass, because we want to remind ourselves that we're celebrating one of the deepest mysteries of our faith, and just what a joyous mystery it is. And for me, it's really helpful because sometimes in Lent I really struggle because I stop and I think, what happened on Good Friday? We killed God. Like, what a weird and terrible concept. Like, we killed God. Like, I killed God. Like, guys, I have a confession. I killed God. With my sin, with my every act of, just selfishness. Every time I said no to loving and to truth, I killed God on Good Friday. And that's a really heavy reality that every Christian, I think, eventually needs to understand, that it wasn't my neighbor or someone else or the Jews or the Romans or Herod or someone else that killed God. Like, I killed God. And for me, sometimes I really struggle in Lent because that's a really heavy burden to carry. But the Annunciation, I think, really helps me. A lot of times it falls in the middle of Lent, and for me, it's so helpful because then I remember the bigger joy, bigger than I killed God, like bigger than like the heavy burden that like I killed God, the greater joy, what totally outweighs that, what totally takes away every aspect of difficulty with that is like that love still conquered. Love conquered on the feast day of the Annunciation when Mary, out of just pure love and pure freedom, said yes. And Jesus, out of pure love and pure freedom, became flesh. God became one of us. And 33 years later, when love was murdered by me, 3 days later, he triumphed over that. That is really what we celebrate in the Annunciation, and essentially that's what we celebrate in Lent. Not so much that we killed God, but that God triumphed over our sin. And that's really what I hope that you all are remembering. Keep going in your Lenten penances and your Lenten practices. You guys, it's renewing you even when it's starting to get tough now when we're at the halfway point. Keep going. Keep trying. The Lord is just delights in everything you're doing. And I am so humbled and so amazed at just how you guys are really taking up the challenge. So keep going, praying for you guys every day. Love you very much. God bless. Peace. See you in the Eucharist.